3. We got my man
Yeah.
representing Minnesota from Gary, Indiana, and now he's to Minnesota, representing two legendary places in music. Gary, Indiana, home of where Michael Jackson was born. The Jackson 5 was born. Now he representing Minnesota, home of Prince, bringing the best of two worlds. My man, G.I Gizzle, Gizzy in the building, baby.
It's G.I Gizzle in the building, man. Dirtbag gang. You know what I'm talking about? Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for being
man.
on,
I gotta give you a round of applause,
Thank you.
man. I gotta give you a round of applause, man. I gotta put some respect on you, brother. Represent two legendary parliament parts of music, man. Like, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm blessed and highly favored, brother. I can't complain about nothing. You hear me?
Definitely, man. We're glad to have you on the show, man, Gizzle. And also, too, King. There's also one other guy from Indiana, Gary, Indiana, who's also carving out his own legend. Goes by the name of the one, the only, Freddie Gibbs, as well.
Yes, sir. Gangsta Gibbs. Gangsta Gibbs. Shout out Gangsta Gibbs, man.
Yeah, man. ESGN all day. You know, Mr. Pinata himself, man. Yeah, man. So I mean, Gizzle, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, how you started. You know, and your journeys up to now.
Oh man, I was born and raised in Gary, Indiana, South Bend, Indiana, which is about an hour away from Gary. That's where Notre Dame is. The college.
Yeah, man. The Golden Domers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My mom's side of the family from South Bend, my dad's side from Gary. And I just had music in me, man. My dad, he played in a band since before I was born. Even till this day in Minnesota, they still getting booked for shows. And he played the keyboard, and he just, I just had a lot of musical influence as a kid, very young kid, going to his practices and having to break down equipment and, just being intrigued, like seeing how music made people feel and, them experiences from the live performances and all that. Like, I got a chance to see that as a young kid. And, of course, when I started finding my own interest in music, I think I was born in 85, so, I'm thinking early 90s. Really, when I knew I was really into music, it was 96. It was Machiavelli album. When that dropped, that's when I knew. You know what I mean? Like, I was in love with music. I started getting that feeling from it, and it was just, something that was unexplainable. And I started writing music when I was 12, 13 years old with my cousin. And ever since then, it never went nowhere, no matter what I went through in life, no matter, the trials and tribulations I experienced. Music was always therapeutic for me. It guided me through it. It helped me out with so many different situations, my different moods and all that. So, people really gravitated towards me once I started rapping and started letting people hear me. I moved to Minnesota when I was probably in the 3rd grade. And then I went back and forth. My pops moved up here when I was young, and my mom stayed in Indiana. So I went back and forth a lot, but that was always how I got to know people when I went to these different spots. It's through the music. I get to freestyle, and we freestyle battling, or people would just be in a cypher rapping, and I'm hopping out, I'm getting in it, you know what I mean? And they like, oh, this nigga cold, you know what I mean? So I always was motivated, and then, the older I got, the more it turned from a hobby into a passion, and, I just kept it going. And, my people around me that really support me, they wouldn't let me stop doing this shit, you know what I mean? And it's just been, it's been big to actually see the fruits of all of that labor and all the lessons that I learned, all the trials and tribulations, you know what I mean? Like, to be making the right moves and getting the recognition for it. It's just a blessing, you know what I mean? It's unexplainable, but it just motivates me to keep it going, you know what I mean?
Definitely, man.
Sure.
And with your pedigree, of course, because there's also, even though it's not music related, there's another legendary figure from Gary as well by the name of Glenn Big Dog Robinson, who went on to play with Purdue.
Yes, sir.
So you have, so definitely, that shows you how far I go back, But
Yes,
you know,
sir. Yes,
y'all,
sir.
but to see your climb from it, and you said that when you did '96 when the Don Illuminati Machiavelli Tupac album came out, that was one of the real strike points for you really you wanting to pursue it. In reference to coming into the game, when you were, everybody has to go through their nascent phases, and in terms of really developing and honing their crafts. How long did it really take you to really polish it, where you knew this was something that you could do for a living?
You said what? I'm sorry, you kind of cut in and out. Say it one more time.
I said, when everybody has to go through their nascent stages in terms of beginning of, honing and polishing their craft. How long did it take you to really polish it, and when did you have that epiphany where you knew this was something you could do for a living?
I would say when I had a partner of mine. We had formed a group called the Dirtbags. Me and a couple of people I was real close with, like my everyday homies. We did everything together. We was all interested in the music, and this was probably my late teens, early 20s, and people always told me that I had it. I just didn't know what to do with it. I didn't have the direction, you know what I mean? And us coming up in the environment where, it's not really a music town. Of course, a lot of people rap and people had studios and all of that, but we didn't really have outlets, you know what I mean? We didn't have the resources to really turn it into something. So we was basically just pissing in the wind, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's those type of experiences that have me in the position that I'm in today, because we was doing a lot of shit for nothing, and of course we enjoyed it. The people around us enjoyed it, but we didn't know how to get it to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? But I always felt like, even when I first started rapping, when I was an early teenager, I felt like this is what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't know how I was gonna put it together, but we actually started really investing our own money into it once we formed the group, the Dirtbags, and, we were coming together collectively trying to, achieve that goal. But for different reasons, we were still in the streets and still had a lot of stuff going on within our personal lives. And long story short, we couldn't get on the same page. So, that didn't fall through. And I never lost my passion for it, though, even if I wasn't in the studio recording or I wasn't doing anything to pursue the music, even just getting through my everyday life, I would always still write. I would always still, have connections to the music, whether it be different producers in the city or different artists in the city that's working or whatever the case may be. I just stayed motivated. And I honestly feel like it was God. Like, God always led me back to the music one way or another, no matter what I went through. And I've been through a lot of shit. Like, I've been shot a couple of times, and I'm talking about not like I'm even beefing with people. I'm just in the wrong place at the wrong time, catching straight bullets that could have killed me. You know what I mean? It was real eye-opening, eye-opening experiences that I was going through. You know what I mean? Having drug problems that, some people never bounce back from. For me to be able to get through all of that and still have the music to go through and still go to and still have people that support me and keep pushing me and fanning my flames, you know what I mean? I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Don't nothing else feel right. I done had dozens of jobs, you know what I mean? I done hustled in all type of different ways. Nothing else really felt right, you know what I mean? So the music is the only thing that, I really have a real passion and is motivated to do on a daily basis, you know what I mean? And it feels good, and I know that I'll be able to take care of my family. I just had my first son. He only 17 months old. You know what I mean? So I got to hold him and look at him every day. And I want to be able to, you know what I mean, show him something, because I can't have him coming up like I did. So the motivation is there, the passion has always been there. And, you know what I mean, I'm just intrigued on figuring out where God going to lead me next with this, because, the project that I just dropped and how people gravitating towards it, and the vibes that I'm giving people, and the opportunities that are opening up based on this one song that I dropped. It's amazing. You know what I mean? It's clearly just amazing.
Definitely, man. And I was also, you may be familiar with this individual as well, Lil Buddy. He was coming out of Minnesota some years ago. Are you familiar with him?
Lil Buddy?
Yeah.
I don't think I heard of him.
Yeah, but he was from Minnesota as well. He was actually the Source magazine did this was many years. This was almost 20 years ago. They had a almost a year long part of the magazine they were running in terms of like called Diary of a New Jack that had him, Lady Luck, and Cap One as well. You know, Cap One was from Chicago, Lady Luck,
right?
You know, and of course Lil Buddy was there too, and he had his, he was talking about how he had his label. And for a lot of people out there who don't understand how serious it is for artists like yourself, Lil Buddy basically summed it up very succinctly. He said, "This is my plan A. There is no plan B." You know? Yeah. So the hustle is real out there in terms of what y'all do.
Definitely, man. For real. You gotta really do your due diligence, man. Like, it's a lot of footwork. It's long nights, man. It's early days. It's grueling. You know what I mean? You're going to get doors slammed in your face. You're going to get people that you feel like should be supporting you more that ain't showing up how you feel they should. It's a lot of obstacles, man, especially when you out here. Like, out here, this ain't like Atlanta. This ain't like New York. This ain't like L.A. where you're going to bump and brush shoulders with them type of people. You know what I mean? You got to really get your footwork in, man, for real. So I salute anybody out here doing music and trying to grind it out from the bottom up out here or in any type of environment like this. But it ain't no joke. It is not no joke.
Definitely. Now, in terms of what you have found, go ahead, King. Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking. Like,
go ahead, King. Go ahead.
What is the importance of providing balance within your music? Like, is that a very important aspect of being an up-and-coming artist to show different layers of yourself?
It just depends. I feel like it's crucial to my situation because I come from that era where, you know what I mean, lyricism is key, you know what I mean, having substance, having integrity, living and knowing what you're talking about, like all of that. So you gonna get, that's all I'm gonna give you is me. I ain't gonna give you nothing else but me. You know what I mean?
Right,
definitely.
Right.
Now, in terms of what you have found, okay, yeah. In terms of what you have found in the business, because you've come along at a time now where social media has really been the catalyst in terms of promotion for music, and you know, just have obviously put in the time, the effort, the determination, the tenacity, the dedication, everything that entails pushing forward. What do you feel about a lot of these artists coming into the game who have not put in the work in terms of, and, you know, who really just try to get by on gimmicks and, fuck it, this is off-the-cuff radio. We just call it shafuckery-anigans.
Right.
This the thing about me. I really don't give a fuck about what nobody else doing. You know what I mean? I'm not really an opinionated person. I'm too focused on what I got going on and trying to provide for me and mine. But however, like I salute whoever can find a way in this shit and get some money and take care of their family, however it may be. I know it's a lot of clown fuckery going on. You know what I mean? And I would never associate myself or anything I got going on with any of that shit in any way, shape, or form. I would never, you know what I mean, fuck with none of that, because I don't do that shit, and I don't honor it. The people that I idolize, They don't do that shit, and they don't honor it. You know what I mean? So we just cut from a whole different cloth. You know what I mean? But I salute anybody that get out here and find a way to feed their people, man, and you know what I mean, to take care of their business, man, because obviously they got their shit together. There's a lot of people out here that's talented and can't figure out a way in the game, can't, you know what I mean, can't put it together. So You know, it's a lot of weirdo shit going on, but I salute them niggas, man, because they found a way to make that shit work for them.
That's true. That is true. And so pretty much in terms of the game, as you see the music changing up right now, where do you see, in terms of how do you see the sounds changing in reference to where the dynamics of the culture are shifting? Do you think we're getting more back to the traditional essence of what, hip-hop is in terms of beats and rhymes, in terms of, really saying something, or do you think we're still kind of in that lull where the commercial appeal is still kind of what's being, pushed more?
I mean, I feel like it's always gonna be like fads, and it's always gonna be shit that might be hot on fire one minute, and then won't even be spoken of within the next month or two. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the game always gonna have that type of trendy shit. You know what I mean? My thing is I want my music to be timeless. You know what I mean? I want my shit to be relevant 20 years from now, 30 years from now. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of shit that I grew up on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really listen to a lot of new shit. I'm still banging C Murder. I'm still banging motherfucking old Tupac and just the old shit where I knew it was real. Like, it wasn't no gimmicks. Like, motherfuckers was really spitting and niggas knew what they was talking about. Like, I'm cut from that cloth. But as far as like this new shit, I mean, it's hard for me to even get into that shit, man. When I be in the clubs now, sometimes I be like, man, what the fuck is this shit that they listen to? But people be going crazy though, so you know what I mean? It's alright, but I'm all about having some substance, having lyricism, but still bring you that energy that's gonna make you want to get out your seat and move too. You know what I mean? I feel like it's people be having certain elements, but then they just lack. Like, they had an energy, they had a presence, they had the look, but they ain't talking about shit. You know what I mean? They just know how to say some catchy shit. You know what I mean? Grab it, make a motherfucker pull them in like that. But I got something to say. You know what I mean? I got some shit to talk about. I done been through some shit. I done seen some shit. You know what I mean? I got some real spits for your ass where I feel like I can spit with the best of them. You know what I mean? I can stand in the circle with the best of them and get it in. You know what I mean? I still like that. That when you hear motherfuckers say some shit and they like, them real Jadakiss type bars and shit like that but still be able to kick it and party and have the right mood, music, and all of that shit for you at the same time too. So, I look forward to really getting into this shit and let people hear what I got to say, because it's some shit, man. I'm doing this shit for a reason.
Take us back to your first project that you ever did, and what was the concept behind, what you were trying to do when you first, when you were bringing it out.
I want to say it was always something from my experiences. It always depended on, you know what I mean, what was going on at the time. I write a lot based on the moods that I'm in and, you know what I mean, the type of shit that I'm going through at the time. My first project, I was part of the Dirtbag, and we were working on a group project, and we was just in the streets heavy. That's how we were surviving. You know what I mean? We was on the block, like, you already know the type of environments we grew up in. The people that I idolized, my older cousins, they was in the streets. They was really getting money. You know what I mean? Like, they got photo albums of just club pictures and, you know what I mean, shit from vacations and, you know what I mean, living good. Look, they made the shit look real good. So that's the type of shit that I idolize. So once I got up here and I had my own little clique of people who I was running with, and that's what we was on. That's what the motivation was. You know what I mean? We was more so. I never really felt like, you know what I mean, I wanted to push glorifying being in the streets and being in them type of environments, but more enlightenment and more just telling my story. And also, you know what I mean, letting people know that I'm smart enough to not be doing this shit. I'm a product of my environment. I was an honor roll student, but of course, I wanted the quicker results. I didn't want to take the long road and get an education and, you know what I mean, be able to, like, that wasn't no guarantee for me when I'm seeing people around me riding big and taking trips, and it was all accessible to me. So, you know, that's what it was when I was younger. Now, it's more so, you know, elevation. You know what I mean? That shit's still gonna be relevant to, you know, what's going on because I'm still in that environment. But now that I'm older and more seasoned, I know there's a better way, and I got a son now, so, you know, I'm pushing a whole different message.
And what's the name of your project that's gonna be dropping? Is it gonna be a mixtape or is it gonna be an album?
It's gonna be an album. It's called Blood, Sweat, Tears, and Years. It's just a symbolization of, you know, this long journey that I've been on to get to this point. You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. And you pretty much, and to see you really just, you know, just going hard, man. I mean, we hear the passion in which you speak in reference to how you are going about, you know, just doing what you do, man. And I mean, here at Off the Cuff Radio, this is one of the hallmarks, one of the staples that we predicate our production on, is always giving light to artists such as yourself on independent hustle, because people got to understand, man, it's there are more people that actually have to really grind it out to really, really, really get there. You know, shout out to my man Jeezy, you know, CTE. Yeah. You know, Jeezy was fortunate because Jeezy had a hell of a lot of street money when he went in. So it was a lot easier for him because he didn't need a label's money to really finance his own product because he already had that, you know. Right. And a lot of other artists as well, you know, you had Jay back in the day, Jay-Z, who had, you know, with him and Dame, you know, because they were both in the streets, and, you know, they put their money together and started Rockefeller, you know, but, you know, they were able to really, you know, get it. But that's not the average for a lot of artists coming in. And a lot of artists got to understand, too, that this is a job, so you treat it as such. You know, you practice your cadences, your rhymes, your show presence, your stage presence. When there are interviews, you show up on time, you know, and you don't act ratchet as fuck, because every interview you're doing, every show you're doing is an interview to gain new fans. And a lot of artists love the lifestyle, but they don't love the lessons that you have to learn to live the lifestyle.
Exactly.
It's more to it than just music.
Definitely that it is. Man. I learned, man, I used to just think, man, I can rap. I know how to rap. Somebody gonna hear me and they gonna fuck with me and I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna just keep rapping and somebody gonna hear this shit. That motherfucker never showed up.
But dog, you know, it's like that.
Real. Yeah, like I had to really learn. Like now, like everything that I do is about educating myself. Like I'm always watching The Breakfast Club and Drink Champs and Hot 97 interviews, and I just got my ear to the street. Like I'm seeing what's working, I'm seeing what's not working, I'm seeing who's falling off, who's fucking up. Like I just keep educating myself. Like you can never learn too much, so I'm just like a sponge. Like I'm online. I'm trying to figure out ways to get my social media up. You know what I mean? G.I _Gizzle. on Instagram and Twitter, by the way. You know what I mean? But I'm always just trying to keep educate myself, keep figuring out a way to elevate. I can't never get too content. You know what I mean? And then with me being independent, I wear a lot of hats. You know what I mean? I got a lot of jobs right now, so it's always something to do. It's never a dull moment. I'm always busy. And I have to deal with people that don't understand that shit. They think that I'm the same motherfucker that's going to pull up on them and just smoke a blunt and chill with them. And it's like, I don't have time for that shit no more. You know what I mean? Like, I got to keep it moving. There's too much shit going on. But it's working. Seeing the fruits of that labor and getting the recognition, even if I ain't really making no money yet, just people vibing, seeing them good vibes, hearing my shit in the club and people making their videos and, you know what I mean? I got girls making money. God damn it, like that's it feel good when motherfuckers, you know what I mean, telling me that they fucking with me and they showing me they fucking with me. So now I got this clothing line that I'm damn near getting ready to drop with the whole Tip Her theme. And then I got my Dirtbags clothing line, you know what I mean? I got my G.I Gizzle.com where you can log in, you're gonna be able to order that shit. It's gonna have everything that I got going on to make it real easy for you know what I mean? So I'm going to just keep working, keep on working, and shit, take this show on the road. I got some shit going on in Cali coming up in May. I got a show in Memphis coming up in May. And shit, definitely got to hit Atlanta, you know what I mean? And I'm going to just keep doing what I've been doing, man. The love has been genuine, it's been organic, and it's been a blessing, man. I'm trying to get more of it, man. Let other people see what I got going on, man, feel these vibes.
Definitely, man.
Yeah,
and in terms of that,
you just dropped,
go ahead, King.
How's that new single that you just dropped, Tipper? How's it buzzing out there?
Man, it's going crazy, man. I got a show tomorrow in St. Cloud. My boy doing a March Madness stripper event, and then my shout out my nigga AK, and then my nigga J State, DJ J State. He does a Twerk Fest up here, Twerk Fest Tuesday. It's been on, he shut it down for a little bit, and it's just getting started back up on Tuesday, April the 2nd. And I'm going to go up in there and kill that too. Like, shout out DJ Inferno. He been spinning it. He's actually on the song. He helped me out a lot with it. And he been spinning it since shit before it even came out. And Augie's downtown, Minneapolis. And shit, motherfuckers been rocking with it, man. Shit, when I went out of town, I just went to South by Southwest. And they was a beautiful response down there, man. Made a lot of good connections. The networking just been impeccable, man, because of people gravitating towards this song. And then I come back, talk to some girls in the strip club. They like, man, we was playing that song 3-4 times a night because people kept throwing money to it. You know what I mean? So, you know we got to take it to Atlanta, man. You know we got to come out there to North Carolina, man. You know we got to go to Houston. You know we got to go where the real staple strip clubs is in the country, man. And, you know what I mean? Let them feel these vibes, man, because the town, you ain't going to call the town in Minneapolis and ask about G.I Gizzle. It ain't going to be hard, man. They fucking with me out here. I'm getting a lot of love in the Midwest. So, you know what I mean? I got to go out there where it's cracking that, though. And then when we come with that, the whole Tipper clothing line, shout out Sid from Scissor. He helped me. He custom designing my Tipper line. We're going to come with the boy shorts, the sports bras, the garter belts, and the knee-high socks. You know what I mean? And shit, we trying to start a real movement, man, and build this brand the right way.
Definitely, man. And, you know it off the cuff radio. We're behind you 1,000%, man. And we're so appreciative. You know, we appreciate you, coming on the show and just telling us your story, about, the hustles, and overcoming the hardships and, ready to live the high life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We always are, supporting.
Yeah, I weathered the storm. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I got shot a year ago, just standing in front of the club waiting on my boys to park on a Monday night, a dead night, wasn't nobody out there or nothing. Somebody just got the shooting from their car. I got hit, and they started shooting over me. So I knew it wasn't for me because I'm like, if he wanted me, I'm right here. Like, he could finish me off. He's shooting over me.
I'm like, damn, I had a hairline fracture on my vertebrae, which means I could have been paralyzed very easily. The bullet hit my lung, my kidney, and broke a rib. As it exited,
oh man,
grazed my arm. You know what I mean? Like in and out, 40 caliber shell. And you know, I didn't understand for a while. I'm like, whoa! Like ironically, I had caught a stray bullet. I'm downtown Minneapolis, by the way. This ain't the first time this had happened. This is the second time. First time wasn't nowhere near the city. I got shot in my hand, but in my hand was my phone that I was holding to my face, and my phone saved my life. You know what I mean? So you know that was a while ago. That was some shit, but it was like, you know, besides a couple bullet fragments in my jaw, it was really just my hand. The bullet went through my finger. So you know what I mean? That I was younger. That didn't register. With this one, my son was only 3 months. My first and only biological son was only 3 months old. So I was fucked up. Like, whoa, like I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. It was crazy. So all I wanted to do was not feel that pain no more. Kept praying, you know what I mean? And God delivered me through that shit. And ever since then, you know, everything just turned around for the better, man. Like, all the trials and tribulations I experienced in life, like, I was at a real low point right then. Like, I ain't have shit. I ain't have nothing. You know what I mean? And from that point, when I jumped out that motherfucking bed and I could move around how I needed to, you know, I just got the business. You know what I mean? I got the business and shit got to working out. All the times I bumped my head, all the trials and tribulations I'd have been through, all the doors that was getting slammed in my face, all the times I heard no, you know what I mean? I had learned from all that shit. And then on top of that, me sitting and recuperating, I'm sitting just educating myself on the game. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, I'm a sponge. I'm just constantly trying to figure out more and more shit. You know what I mean? So when it was time to move, I would know what direction to head in. And all that shit paid off. You know what I mean? It really paid off, and God just been putting me in position, which is 9/10 of the game, man. And I feel like I just been playing chess with this shit, like, and all my pieces are lining up. You know what I mean? Everything is lining up to where I'm in control of the game. You know what I mean? I'm trying to checkmate. You know what I mean? I'm trying to make it to where there's no way I can lose. Straight up, because I feel like I deserve it. I feel like my family deserve it. I feel like the city of Minneapolis deserve that shit. The Midwest, where I'm from, Indiana, you know what I mean? Like, we deserve that shit. Like, I'm monumental where I'm from, places I grew up at. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a real staple in the community. You know what I mean? A lot of people fuck with me, so like me being able to open these type of doors for people and, you know, get this type of light shed on these places where we from, where we don't get too much light, especially not to, you know, the hood. Of course, we always gonna pay homage to the OG, you know, to Prince and Michael Jackson. My grandma crib was 6 blocks away from motherfucking Michael Jackson crib, so like, you know, I go by there every time I go to Indiana. I go slide by Michael Jackson crib and just sit out there and take pictures and let people see that, you know, I know be following me on social media. Like, this shit is always going to be I don't give a fuck how raggedy the rest of the neighborhood is. The Michael Jackson house looks like, goddamn it, the suburbs. Straight up. Like, that shit all means something, man. It's important, like that. Like, everything I do is for a purpose, you know what I mean? I know I'm here for a purpose. I know me surviving all of that shit, me experiencing that shit, I know it was all for a reason, man. So, you know, it's just gratifying to actually see, you know what I mean, and actually for people to get a chance to hear this shit and see this shit and, you know what I mean, experience it with me, man. It's a blessing.
Definitely, man.
No doubt,
you know,
man. I mean, that was a deep testimony right there, because to show that you came from that period and a year later you at another stage of life to where you can make, you know, timeless music and to profit possibly off it and open up new doors, it's a beautiful thing.
It is, man. I thank God every day. I can't thank God enough. For real. My dad is in the church. I was just a member of a church just a couple years ago. It didn't work out like I wanted it to, but I'm very spiritual, man. Like, I know God with me. He carried me through a lot. He carrying me right now, for real, because it's still hard now. You know what I mean? I walk around with a smile
I feel good all the time. I'm about positive vibes. I ain't with none of that negative shit. I'll be by myself or I'll be around some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I got my life situated. You know what I mean? I live alone. I hustle alone. You know what I mean? I got people that support me. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate it, but I get a lot done on my own. You know what I mean? So it's just like I take all of these experiences, man, and it's just I've elevated and molded into a whole new person. You know what I mean? And the turnout is great. I just look forward to what's ahead because, you know, my work ain't never done, man. It's only the beginning.
Hey, man, just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Now, before we sign out, man, like, where can people find you on social media?
Oh, man, at G.I_Gizzle. That's Gizzle. That's on Instagram and Twitter. The Snapchat is Underdog1000. I'm trying to switch it to G.I Gizzle, but I couldn't do it for some reason. But Underdog1000, you type in G.I Gizzle, that's my tag, so it's going to pop up either way. Facebook, G.I Gizzle. I also got my own website, GIGizzle.com, GIGIZZLE.com. When you can log in, it's gonna have a link to the videos. It's gonna have the where you can purchase my merchandise. I just dropped the release, the recap for South by Southwest. It's all on there. All the shows that I got up and coming, it's up there. Snoop Dogg gonna be up here April 26th. I'm doing my thing up in there. He's actually going to be DJing and hosting the event, so it's going to be real big, man. All of that information is on GIGizzle.com. Just go on there, check it out. Get familiar with me, man, because it's going to be real big, man. 2019 is going to be real crazy. Trust and believe.
There you have it right there.
Yeah.
And on that note, we about to sign off ourselves. So we're going to have the replay of this interview up on YouTube by this weekend. Be sure to follow my man. Be sure to follow us at Off the Cuff Radio. Be sure to follow us everywhere. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Donate.
Yeah.
Send us food stamps. I don't care.
Yes, sir. And then before we cut up out of here, man, tip her. The video is on World Star, G.I Gizzle, featuring my mans Momo and Young Smoke, my brother. Tip her is available on all platforms. The video's on World Star YouTube, man. Get familiar with it, man. It's beautiful, timeless music if you love. If you ever been to a titty bar and you enjoyed that shit, you're going to like this song. You know what I mean? So definitely get in tune with that shit, man. And I appreciate y'all for having me. Anytime you want me to come back and talk some shit, man, hit my line. I'll do it anytime. You know what I'm talking about?
Look, talk that shit and we going to leave the toilet paper home, man. Talk that shit.
You know what I mean? We going to leave some streaks on them. You know what I mean? We ain't wiping shit. We streaking on their ass. We leaving residue, goddammit. Right up. Yeah,
big shot to Fleetwood as well.
I'm medicating, man. I thought the interview was over. I'd have lit the blunt.
Oh, we just talking smack, man. But yeah, we just want to send a shout out to Fleetwood for making this happen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out OG Fleetwood, man.
Making this doubleheader go down. We got 2 episodes done in one. So this is your boy, Rick Capo, a.k.a. King Eric the Great. My host, T-Max. Big shout out to the rest of the Off the Cuff Radio team. Y'all know y'all there in spirit. And we out of here.
Yeah.